So this exercise is related to metals, but we will not do all about metals. We will only do questions related to extraction of the aluminium. In question 4, aluminium is manufactured by electrolysis of aluminium oxide. The diagram shows an electrolytic cell or electrolysis cell. Aluminium oxide is a molten cryolite. Is there which statement about the process is not correct? You can also use a chat to state the answer, what you think is the right answer. Aluminium ion gain electron during electrolysis and they are reduced. That is true because aluminium ions are there. They gain electron and reduction is a gain of electrons, so they are reduced. So that is true. Cryolite is added to reduce the melting point. That is also true. Anode and cathode are made up of graphite. That's also true. Cathode has to be replaced regularly. That's wrong. Anode has to be replaced regularly. Why anode has to be replaced regularly? Because the oxide ion or the oxide ion which is there, it reacted with a carbon and as a result produce oxide ion produce oxygen gas, and that oxygen gas react with the carbon to produce carbon dioxide. So size of the anode with the passage of the time start to decrease. So anode has to be replaced regularly, not the cathode. In question 9, why is cryolite added? Why cryolite is used during the extraction of aluminium by electrolysis? It is a catalyst. That is wrong. It is used to lower the melting point of electrolyte. That's true. So B is the right answer. So the purpose of the cryolite, it is used as a solvent or it is used as to lower the melting point of the aluminum oxide. Question 12. Aluminium is extracted by electrolysis of a mixture of aluminum oxide and cryolite. Which statement is not correct? Electrodes are made up of graphite or carbon. That's true. The formula for aluminum oxide is Al2O3. That's also true. The purpose of the cryolite is to lower the melting point. That's also true. Reaction that take place at anode. At anode, because anode is a positive terminal, at anode oxide ions are attracted. When two oxide ions are there, they will lose 4 electron and it will form oxygen gas. That's why D is the right answer for this. We are only doing the questions related to aluminium. In question 24, aluminium is extracted by electrolysis. Which of the following ore is aluminium extracted and which electrode aluminium is deposited? What is the name of the ore? Aluminium ore is known as bauxite. And which electrode aluminium? Because aluminium is a positive ion. So aluminium is a positive ion. Which one it is attracted to? Positive ions are attracted towards cathode or the negative. So electrode that is negative and the ore is bauxite. So A should be the right answer. In question 28, which statement about the industrial extraction of aluminium from its aluminum oxide is correct? Aluminium is extracted by heating its oxide with carbon. We don't heat with carbon. That's wrong. Aluminium is extracted using electrolysis and it is collected at anode. Aluminium is a positive, so it does not formed at anode, it is formed at cathode. Aluminium is a positive ion and positive ions are attracted towards the cathode. So it is not, the first part is correct, it is extracted by electrolysis, but it is collected at anode is wrong because it is not collected at anode, it is collected at cathode. Aluminium is extracted using platinum electrode. No, that's wrong. We don't use platinum electrode, we use graphite electrodes. And molten cryolite is used as a solvent of aluminum oxide. That's true. We use molten cryolite to dissolve this aluminum oxide so that it lowers the melting point, it used as a solvent, increases the conduction. In question 32, cryolite, which is having a formula Na3Al and F6, is added to aluminum oxide in the electrolytic extraction of aluminum. What is the reason for that? To decrease the melting point of electrolyte, that's true. So A should be the right answer because when we use the cryolite, aluminum oxide dissolved in cryolite, it lowered the melting point so it can melt at lower temperature. Without cryolite, it will be about 1900, but with cryolite, it is about 980. Question 35. Aluminium is extracted by electrolysis of aluminum oxide. Which statement is not correct? Aluminium ions are oxidized at cathode. Are they oxidized? Like when aluminum ions are moving towards the cathode, they take electron and they will turn into aluminum atom. This is a gain of electron. So when something gain electron, what we call that as reduction, because reduction is a gain of electron. So aluminum ions are not oxidized, they are reduced at cathode. So statement A is not correct because it should be aluminum ions are reduced. Carbon dioxide is made at anode, that's also true. The correct answer for this one is A because aluminum ions are not oxidized, the aluminum ions are reduced. Why? Because aluminum ion gain electron. When something gain electron, we call that as reduction. Remember from oil rig, reduction is a gain of electron. So this statement is not correct. So we want to find which is not correct. That's why A is the right answer. Carbon dioxide is made at anode. So A, this one is correct. Cryolite is added to lower the melting point. That is also correct. The electrodes are made up of graphite. That's also correct. In the question, we have to find which statement is not correct. Not is written in bold. That's why A is not correct because that is reduction, not oxidation. Aluminium is extracted from bauxite by electrolysis. Which row shows the anode material and anode reaction? Anode and cathode both are made up of graphite or carbon. And what will happen at anode? What it will do, anode is a positive terminal, so it will attract the negative ion. So which is a negative ion? Oxygen is a negative ion. When two oxide ions are there, they will lose 4 electrons, form oxygen gas. And if it is written minus E, we can also write this equation is same like 2 oxide ion O2 plus 4E. That though both equations are same, if we write minus 4E or we write on the right hand side plus 4E, so it does not make difference. That's the same equation. And whenever something lose electrons, so we call that as oxidation. So oxidation happen at anode and reduction happen at cathode. So anode and cathode are made up of graphite, and the anode always the negative ions are attracted. So aluminium is obtained by electrolysis of a mixture of aluminium oxide and cryolite. Why is cryolite used? What is the purpose of the cryolite? It is used as a catalyst? No. As a coolant? Coolant means something which remove the heat energy. That is also wrong. As a solvent for aluminium oxide, that is true. And not main source of aluminium ion. So C is the right answer. The purpose of the cryolite used as a solvent lower the melting point and it increases the conduction of the electrolyte. So aluminium object do not need protection from corrosion. Like aluminium object does not rust. What is the reason? But iron must be protected from corrosion. Why does aluminium resist corrosion? What is the reason why aluminium does not rust? Because aluminium develop a protective oxide layer. So aluminium, the surface of aluminium is having an oxide layer, and because that oxide layer is less reactive, it does not react with most of the substance. So whenever we have a piece of aluminium, the top layer is always aluminium oxide, which is less reactive, and that protect the aluminium from rusting. So that's why we say aluminium is having a protective oxide layer on its surface. In question 53, bauxite contain aluminium oxide. Aluminium is extracted from aluminium oxide by electrolysis. Why is cryolite added to electrolytic cell? Cryolite prevent the carbon anode being burned away. That's wrong. Cryolite remove the impurity. No. Cryolite increases the rate at which aluminium ion discharge. Or cryolite dissolve the aluminium oxide. So what is the purpose of the cryolite? The cryolite is used to dissolve the aluminium oxide, or it is used as a solvent. So D is the right answer. Which statement about manufacture of aluminium by electrolysis is correct? Aluminium ions are oxidized by gaining electron. That's wrong. Because aluminium ions are reduced, not oxidized, because gain of electron is reduction. Aluminium is extracted from ore hematite. The name of the aluminium ore is not hematite, it is bauxite. Molten cryolite is used to dissolve aluminium oxide. That's true. And oxygen is formed at negative electrode. That's wrong. Oxygen is formed at positive electrode or anode. So the question of the cryolite, you will find it repeat many times, that why we use cryolite is to dissolve aluminium or ore of the aluminium. So these are the questions. These were the questions related to aluminium. The next session we will do how to extract zinc and iron. Any question related to the class today?